Chad Daybell trial well underway. It's been a fascinating one at times, and also at times it's like, what is going on here? Joining me to discuss, Bob Motta, host of the podcast Defense Diaries, defense attorney. Oh my goodness. We just before recording this, we're watching some of John Pryor's cross, and it's getting painful at times. I'm curious, being a defense attorney, what are your thoughts thus far on Chad Daybell's sole representation with John Pryor?
It runs hot and cold.
Yeah.
Obviously, as a defense attorney, I tend to look at defense attorney like it's funny because we're live streaming the trial,
hmm
and I'm reading the chat, and everybody's like, "I can't we hate John Pryor. John Pryor's so annoying. His voice gets on my
I
nerves.
believe I
He's so
called him a
condescending."
dolt in your chat.
Right, so like, and I can't help but to look at it from a technical side,
hmm
just in terms of is he controlling the witness on cross? Is he getting points made? And he is, and he does, but the problem is I think that he is not resonating with the jury,
hmm
which ultimately is all that matters,
Yeah.
because if points being made are being lost to the fact that the jury cannot stand you for whatever reason, and in Pryor's case, it's several reasons. Like people just find him to be condescending.
hmm
So while I think technically he's doing well, from people that I have that have sat in on the trial that text me and they're like, the jury ain't feeling him.
hmm
So ultimately, if he's making points, but those are being lost on the jury because they just can't stand him, then where are you at as defense counsel? And additionally, the guy's trying the case alone,
Yeah.
which is just very, very tough to do. It's just like it is a matter of the technical side of trying a case and getting your exhibits ready and paying attention to what's going on in direct and making objections and preparing all your crosses. It's a ton to do for one lawyer. So, from those perspectives, obviously I feel some sympathy for him. And I think that he's doing the best that he can. That being said, I know the whole story.
hmm
I'm not a juror that is not aware potentially of the entire sordid tale of Chad and Lori and everything that goes along with it.
Yeah.
So, I'm obviously rooting that he gets convicted because, no part of me believes that he didn't know what was going on,
Sure.
so
Sure.
I'm kind of torn with that one.
And I want to talk. Let's keep talking about John a little bit. I'm curious. Why is he not resonating with the jury? I mean, I know he is coming across as kind of condescending. He almost reminds me of my dad when I was a kid, trying to usher you in this way to make you look at something like that. But it just kind of comes across as really just ugh.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Like we already get it. Repeating himself over and over and over and over. It seems a bit redundant at times. I don't know. Is he nervous up there, or what's going on? Because it's getting bizarre.
I think he's old. You know what I mean? I think he's old, and I think that he's probably been doing this for a long time. And I think that, because in terms of a cross-examination, you're required to control the witness. So
Yeah.
like when you ask a question, it's not supposed to be an open-ended question on cross-examination. It's supposed to be theoretically where I want you to only be able to give me a yes or no answer. I do not want to leave you wiggle room to talk. And so when he has a tendency to say, okay, okay, a lot like after somebody answers, which just is bugging the shit out of everybody that's watching him,
Yes.
and I think that that's just his habit, and it comes off as condescending.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? It comes off to like a layperson who, like, if you were having a regular conversation and you're in an argument with somebody, that's what you sound like when you think that you've made a point with a person that you're in an argument with. Like, "Yeah, blah, 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 Tony, okay, okay, or okay," you know what I mean? So it's like people are getting that vibe from him. So that's what I was saying. Like, even if he's winning points, he's losing them back because the jury just does not like him,
hmm
and that's why cross-examination is tough.
Uh-huh.
Like it really is a talent and it's an art and you have to be really skilled at it. He clearly knows the facts of the case forward and backward.
Yeah.
For a guy who ran out of whatever money Chad paid him a long time ago, to the extent that he filed a motion to try to get out of the case before the trial. So we know he's long exhausted whatever retainer that Daybell had paid him. You know he still did the work because he knows the facts of the case.
Mm-hmm.
He knows every facet of every witness. I mean, he may not be able to pronounce names, but factually he knows everything that's going on in the case. So, I think that ultimately it's just he's doing the best that he can and with respect to his kind of his approach and his bedside manner for, lack of a better term in terms of his cross-examination persona, it's leaving the jury with a bad taste in their mouth is what the kind of the overall theme seems to be, at least in our chats.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. Be sure to follow us wherever you download podcasts, and especially Apple Podcasts, where you can get advanced episode and premium content on our premium channel right there. Also, be sure to follow us on social media so you don't miss any breaking updates on the stories that matter to you most. We're on TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook. Just search Hidden Killers Podcast with Tony Brueski, and you'll find us right there. Again, thanks for watching.